So every fight on UFC 311 has been announced. I don't think the main event is completely confirmed, but I feel like this is the main event we are gonna get. So we're gonna get into it. Finally, we have an actual MMA topic to talk about. We've been covering the Conor McGregor case since that's the only thing going on in the MMA world right now. But I'm gonna go through this card, give my initial reactions to these fights. I will be giving my predictions sooner to the fights. Again, this is in January. But yeah, let's just get into it. So, the main event is supposed to be Islam Makhachev versus Arman Sarukian. I would almost guarantee that is the main event. Islam Makhachev obviously won their first fight, and Islam having three title defenses. If he wins this fight, he breaks the record at lightweight, beating out BJ Penn and Khabib. But Arman Sarukian, I do think Arman is definitely, he could be a threat to Islam. But like, even though the first fight was close, like, Islam Makhachev is basically a Khabib with better striking. His wrestling might not be as good as Khabib, but his striking is beyond what Khabib showed, right? Obviously, knocking out Volkanovski. He beat he submitted Poirier, he submitted Oliveira. Wait, I'm pretty sure he won that fight by submission, I can't tell. Either way, this is a really fun fight, and after this, if Islam wins this fight, does he stay at lightweight? Does he move up? I know he's friends with Bilal, but like, I feel like the only real fights for Islam that would make sense would be like maybe Max Holloway, Dan Hooker, and then Ilya Topuria. If Ilya went moved up, but I think Ilya needs more defenses. Um, I don't know. I would like to see Islam at 170, but yeah, I think regardless, the first fight was great. I think the second fight will even be better. I know I said I'm not giving official predictions, but I do kind of see Islam just submitting him. I feel like Islam just gets better in every fight. But yeah, moving on to the co-main event, we heard about this a few days ago. Yuri Prohaska is finally facing Jamal Hill. Uh, Obviously, this fight should have happened years ago when Yuri had the belt. But Yuri got injured, Jamal got the belt, got injured, and then Yuri faced Pereira for the light heavyweight title, and we know what happened next. But I was kind of hoping for Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, but I feel like this fight should be more entertaining. In the cage, it is. I lean more towards Yuri Prohaska. I'm not saying Jamal Hill isn't good. I feel like Yuri Prohaska has faced a higher level of competition. I think he has better striking. I think he has better grappling. Um, that being said, though, Jamal Hill does have power, and Jamal Hill is talented. Like this should be a really, really fun fight. But yeah. Moving on to the co-main event, Jolton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. Jolton Almeida is like one of the heavyweights that I'm actually following. When it comes to heavyweight, we all know this. Where you're gonna have maybe 4 to 5 contenders that are actually athletic, that actually have skill, and the rest of them are big belly brawlers. Jolton Almeida, I feel like if he can go on a run, he has tremendous grappling, and it's just the striking department I'm kind of iffy on. Sergey Spivak, though, when you look at him, um, I don't know why I didn't go into these before. You know, he beat Marcin Tepura, lost to Silgon. He beat Derek Lewis. Like, again, another guy. Like, I favor Almeida in this, Almeida, not Almeida, Almeida in this fight. Um, but I really like that fight. I really think that this is a good test for Zoltan Almeida, a good test for Spivak. I could see either of these guys contending for the title, if I'm being honest. Then again, it doesn't take much in heavyweight. Uh, Rinya Nakamura versus uh, Moen Gafarov. You look at Ryu. Um, he had that win over Carlos Vera. Um, win over Fernie Garcia. This guy undefeated. You look at his um, you look at his finishes and how he's done throughout his career. Undefeated prospect. You know the UFC is gonna want to build him. Then you have Muin Gafarov. You look at him, very streaky. Again, he was like well put together. A lot of his good wins early on in his career. Once he got to the UFC, though, he is what is that? He's 1-1, which again, the UFC isn't the easiest organization to fight in. I would favor Reina Nakamura, but I think that fight should be a fun fight. Then you have Johnny Walker versus Bogdan Grashkov. I think this is a fun fight. You guys remember when they said Johnny Walker was gonna beat John Jones? Alright, let's go into Johnny Walker's record. So, when he was on his rise, like, he looked unreal. First round knockout with an elbow against Khalil. That aged well. Then his first round hard kick and spinning back fist. Then a first round flying knee. Then he lost to Corey Anderson. I remember that fight. Nikita Krylov. He beat Ryan Spann, which that's not saying much. Lost to Thiago Santos. Lost to Jamal Hill. Beat Ian Kutalaba. Beat Paul Craig. Beat Anthony Smith. No contest against Magomed Ankalaev. Then lost to Magomed Ankalaev in the second round. Then he lost to Volkan Ozdemir. So, I'm gonna go Bogdan Grashkov. I'm not a Johnny Walker hater. I just think the UFC put way too much pressure on him. He's really chinny. And yeah, Weldon Guskov though, what was his last fight actually? Oh yeah, Ryan Spann. Again, it should be an interesting fight. Johnny Walker though, it's just I feel like they pushed him way too fast. Next we have Carol Rosa versus Elaine Perez. Um, Carolyn Rosa coming off a win against Patty Gianzi. Before that, two losses to Raquel Canuto and Irene Aldana. Um, then you go into Perez's record. She's on a 4-fight win streak. And where was her loss? Yeah, lost against Stephanie Edgar. Before that, though, had the win over Stephanie Rack. I can never pronounce any of these names. Um, I lean more to Elaine Perez, but again, I don't know much about these fighters. I've only seen a few fights of them. Zach Reese versus Cedric Dumas. I think this should be a really fun fight. I really like Zach Reese. Um, I've only watched a few of his fights, but the fights that I've seen, this guy is a monster. As you can see, starting off, first round KO, first round KO, first round TKO, first round submission, first round KO, first round armbar, first round slam. Then he got slammed and knocked out. Then he came back, knocked out Julian Marquez, and then beat Jose Medina by unanimous decision. Like I said, I really like Zach Reese. Cedric Dumas, though, when you look into him, uh, beat Denis. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that last name. Lost to Ruzabov, beat Uvar Zader, and beat Cody Brundage. Um, like I said, I'm a master fan of Zach Reese. I'm favoring him to win, but then again, that's because I like his style. Um, I'm really interested to see if Zach Reese can make it to the top of middleweight. I think it would take him a lot of time for sure. But again, I really like that fight. I like both of those fighters. Moving on, Payton Talbot. Let me read who he's fighting first. Payton Talbot versus Raoni Barcelos. Yeah. What the fuck? Payton Talbot, we all know he is one of the UFC's brightest prospects. One on the contender series with a unanimous decision. And then, ever since he's made his debut, he's been a highlight reel machine, submitting Nick Geyer. Then he knocked out Cameron Saman, and then he knocked out Yanis Gimori at UFC 303. This guy is like we all know, one of the UFC's best prospects in the bantamweight division. Raoni Barcelos, though, is another guy who is really impressive too. He won his last fight with the rear naked choke. Okay, well, impressive was kind of the wrong word. But, you look at him, lost to Kyler Phelps, canceled bout against Miles Johnson, lost to Nurmagomedov, lost to Victor Henry. So, Leone Barcelos is a bit of a journeyman. However, this should be a really fun fight, and it should be a really good test for Peyton Talbot. Uh, Question is though, how far can Peyton Talbot go, putting on these performances like he is in the bantamweight division? Obviously, we had Piotr Jan beat Davison Figueiredo. Those are two guys there. You have Marab, you have nothing but killers in the bantamweight division. So it'll be interesting to see how Peyton Talbot does against Leone Barcelos. I'm really looking forward to that fight. Well, yeah, Ricky Turcotte versus Bernardo Sopage. Ricky Turcotte is coming off of a loss to Barbosa Jr., who again, another right. God damn. Anytime I record, it's indigestion. Then he's facing Bernardo Sopage. Bernardo Sopage coming off a loss to Vinicius Oliveira. For that, he won the title at, what is that? I forgot. He won the title at FSR and UFA, or WFA, sorry. So, should be an interesting fight. I would go, I don't know who I'd be picking in that fight. Next, you get to Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira. Grant Dawson, yeah, when you go and look at him, again, another young guy. He had that loss to Bobby Green. When was that? 2023. But after that, he has a decision win against Joe Solecki and Rafa Garcia. Diego Ferreira, when we go and look at him, Diego Ferreira is on a 2-fight win streak against Matthias Rebecki and Michael Johnson. So, I would lean more towards Grant Dawson, but Grant Dawson leaves a lot of questions to be answered, in my opinion. I did follow his come up a little bit, and like I'm not saying the knockout loss to Bobby Green was bad. Again, anything can happen in this sport. It's just a matter of, I don't know how well he will go up against the top of lightweight. Lightweight, again, is probably the most difficult it has been in the history of the division. But it should be interesting to see. Next, we have Kevin Holland versus Renier de Ritter. Alright. Let's talk about Kevin Holland first. Kevin Holland, obviously a fan favorite. Not looking too good though. In 2024, he fought, how many times is that? 4 times. No, he only fought 3 times. For that, he lost to JDM by a split decision. JDM, one of the best fighters to watch fight, honestly. For that, he lost to Michael Page in Michael Page's debut. Then he beat Michael Olajusik, my first unarmed the battle with Chris Curtis was canceled. And then he got that rib injury against Roman Dolidze, which, again, that was brutal to watch. Renier de Ritter, we know he debuted against Paul Craig in very recently. Yeah, that was UFC. Yeah, that was, which fight night was that? I'm blanking on it. Anyways, I forgot who main evented that card. Uh, he fought Gerald Marshart. Gerald Marshart gave him issues, and when, no disrespect to Gerald Marshart before this, I actually really do like Gerald Marshart's style, but if you're gonna be struggling with Marshart, your chances at moving up in this division are very, very slim. And then again, you can work it way out there for you. Figure out which fight that was. But, Renier de Ritter would need to have he needs to have a wicked performance here. He needs to show people, even though he got that submission, like, if he didn't get that submission, I had him, I don't know if I would have had him lose in the fight, but it wasn't good. I don't know. Kevin Owens is really good jiu-jitsu, too. I mean, I would go with Renier de Ritter, you know, championship pedigree, but, I don't know. Again, though, the fact this is the opening fight is unreal to me. Like, this entire card, like, you go from Holland, Renier de Ritter, Grant Dawson, Diego Ferrell. Like, dude, there's not a single fight on this card that won't be entertaining. But anyways, I just wanted to go through this card because it's looking like it's one of the most stacked cards. Again, and in January too. Again, I will be releasing my predictions closer to the fight. And yeah, I did release I did release a video on D. Devlin's response to the Conor McGregor situation. If you haven't watched that, check that out. Other than that, let me know in the comments what are you thinking about this card? Are you excited for it? And what fights are you excited for? Other than that, later.